I think that one of the keys to success as progressing as a coach is keeping everything fresh for your players. I think that I fell into a trap of becoming redundant in training and my method. And I think that's where obviously we had a great deal of talent graduate in between the years of 2013 and 2017. Um, maybe we haven't had as much talent, but I think that one, I kind of assumed that the culture that was built would just kind of roll over from year to year. And that was assumption, as a coach, at 46, I am still learning this thing, and I think that's the challenge and that's the key is to progression is to make sure that you're always willing to learn. You're always willing to listen more than talk. And, and hopefully I benefit that and I'm able to carry some kind of knowledge over to our players and they learn from it.
Yeah, and I can definitely attest to the changing from even when I arrived my freshman year to when watching you coach through John's senior year, the level of yelling I think has decreased. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but I think you've gotten more comfortable and more calm. And I think once you've established that culture, I think the guys kind of bought in, especially, my senior year through the next few years. I think those guys really, really got it. But I do have a fond memory of a paper article actually about you. I think Nestor, my freshman year, tried to chip the goalkeeper and missed. And there's a picture of you pointing at him, yelling. And the caption in the paper is, Coach Clouse calmly talks to his players after. And I was like, no way.
That is such the opposite, right?
Yeah.
I think the words were, if you ever do that again, you're off the field is probably more accurate.
I think that was right up the right lines. But I think that's something that, we always respected about you is that you were gonna give us the truth. And, we may not always like it, but we knew you were coming from a place where you just wanted the best for us and we wanted to win. We all wanted the same thing. And I think that's part of, what you've established there is that, communication and the relationships with your players that they can know what to expect from you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, man. That was very kind. I tell you what, it's, when you've coached as long as I have, and hopefully I have a great deal, a great many years left, as long as I enjoy doing it, I'm going to keep doing it. But, to me, times change, but honestly, players don't. That's my way of looking at it. Like I hear coaches sometimes like, well, the players are different nowadays. Well, yeah, no, not really. Not in my eyes. To me, it's the times, it's technology. It's how do you reach the kids today as opposed to 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So the approach has got to be different. And if you don't progress as a coach to be able to reach your players, I think that's where maybe it was me being just younger, that my patience was a lot less, and maybe me having kids and myself and going through having kids and being a parent. I feel like that kind of subdued me a little bit, made me a little more calmer on the sidelines. There's still those times where I get all fired up, and I think there's a proper time and a place. And honestly, I think it resonates and hits home with the players a lot more when I keep my cool. And then if I need to explode, then it's like, oh, hello, now we got to kick it in, as opposed to it becoming white noise. And, that's one of those things I think where I've progressed as a coach. I think, to hit home too on your question, I think a good coach, depending upon what comes in, you always adapt to the personnel that comes in. I think I guess it's just my opinion, but I think if you're a coach that says, I'm going to run a 4-4-2, and this is how we're going to play direct and over the top, or we're going to run a 4-3-3 and play over the top, and we're going to press, If you don't have the personnel to do that, then you're, in my opinion, shooting yourself in the foot. So what I pride myself on is being flexible and also banking on listening to my assistant coaches. I love getting input from the coaches. Ultimately, it's my decision. But I love to adapt our formations, our style of play to the personnel that we have.